Firstly, I was really happy to come to Japan. It's been a dream of mine. Visiting the Peace Memorial Park and also the museum, I felt angry, I felt sad. It made me question why would why would any human do such a thing? And it also made me realize, sometimes people do certain things and it's completely wrong. And how can we sort of recover? How can we reconcile? And how communities are very resilient? I think it showed the resilience of people. The park, the museum, it showed the resilience of people and the ability of people to realize a horrific past that this has happened, right? But we will learn from this and we will make this into a monument that something like this does not ever happen again. So I think, yeah, I think that showed a lot of strength of the people of Japan and of the people of Hiroshima and the power to forgive, but not to forget, right? Not to forget, to live with that and show that we can build back better. So I really appreciated that fact that they can build back better and they can remember the past and look also to the future, but really just come together as a society and build something. Yeah. I think it's really important to recognize the importance of the symposium, which was recommending to the G7 countries about disarmament, right? And how religious leaders play a role in that the whole peace process. So I think from what I learned, or what I felt participating in the symposium, was that definitely religious leaders have a unique position when it comes to using their spiritual capital to advocate for peace and also help in the disarmament process. What specific thing I was really happy about was that I was able to also advocate for YPS, Youth Peace and Security, by asking the right questions and getting I would say, older generation to think about youth peace and security and how we can make the disarmament process more youth inclusive. What did I learn from the speakers? I think I learned a lot on different specific things. So it's not about one thing, but if I had to sort of put it all together in one thing, it would be really just how religious communities bind us, how they bring us all together, and how young people are also part of these communities, and how we can play a role into strengthening this whole movement of religions for peace, and how we can advocate and push together with our religious communities into advocating for disarmament, advocating for YPS, and advocating for literally if we're given the opportunity, we can push for a lot of things. Yeah. I'm really glad to be asked this question, because all this time, whenever I travel, I'm an Indian. I really reflect about how my country is doing in comparison to other countries, right? Anybody would, although I consider myself a citizen of the world, right? But you always do draw comparisons, right? We in India have also had a really conflicting past, whether it was the whole colonization by the British, or later on the partition of India, which there are obviously a lot of seeds of hatred which are sown because of that, or even the most ongoing communalism in my country, or the riots which are caused because of communalism. So coming to Japan, visiting visiting Hiroshima, the Peace Park, the museum, I really understood that it's you can't really just disengage. You can't just pull yourself and be like, okay, we're not going to talk about this, right? We're not going to really look at that. We're only going to look towards the future. Everybody says youth are the future, all that kind of stuff. But young people need to know what happened in the past, so that they can really act in the present and they can really, build the future, right? So they're not just the future; they are really, they need to know about the past, and that really, I really appreciate the people of Hiroshima for making that monument, because what I'll be taking back to my country is that we need to do something like that in India. We need to really understand our past, really, why did all those horrific things happen in our past, right? And build from there, so that we have better knowledge and we are able to reconcile the differences that we're having in the present, so that the future is not affected. I think my message is, what this has shown us is that this is what happens when it's humanity against humanity, right? We don't need that, and a lot of times it's one person or a community against another community. We need people for people, humanity for humanity, right? We need to work together. There is a need to learn from each other, grow from each other's experiences. So I personally believe that, look, people watching this video, go talk to people, understand their problems. I know that you are having a lot of your own issues, but it's important that you go talk to people, you learn from people, you learn from their experiences, and really reflect on a lot of things. Just be kind. Reconcile some of those differences. Really express yourself. That's and obviously join us in the Religions for Peace work, because this is what we do. Thank you. Arigato.